All right, welcome back, everyone. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at some pools of liquidity, kind of seeing where the buys are, where the sells are, at least at the moment. And then we're going to kind of take a look today at the price action for today and kind of get an idea of what happened and what we can expect, at least here in the short term. So as of right now, I have Bookmap pulled up, and this is pretty much showing where the buy orders are, about where the sell orders are above the median line here. We're going to go over that, and then we'll take a look here at the charts. So as always, before I get started, just let me know if you can hear me. I will place this in the comment section as well. Do a mic check. Let's see, can you hear me? Everybody can hear. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so here looking at Dogecoin as far as where we are now. Hold on, I'm looking at a different chart. For Bookmap, we are pretty much trending here around 13.12 roughly. And we have a very strong support here, pretty much between like 12.8, 12.9, and where Dogecoin currently is. And also there is an effort here to kind of, this light colored line up here, this is pretty much sell orders, or you can just call it, at this point, we just can assume that it's shorts coming in. We're going to take a look, and I'm going to tell you why I assume that it's shorts coming in. And this is an effort to try and get Dogecoin pushed down further. But as you can see, as far as the buy orders, it's really strong here. So we have some really great support here at around the 12, 13 mark. This is actually a lot closer to 13 than it is to 12. And then, of course, we have some further support down here at around like 11.8 if we were to get a breakdown that low. And this is one of the reasons the heat map here and these buy orders that are already coming in at these lower levels. This is typically the reason why when Dogecoin does have like these flash crashes, it spikes back up immediately, because the buy orders are already in place and people have already positioned themselves to capitalize off of those downward movement. So this is why it typically always seems like, oh, it only lasted for a few seconds. Yeah, that's why, because people have already, put their buy orders in, and they're looking to kind of capitalize and jump the gun a bit there if we do get that breakdown. But we have great support at our current levels here. And I'm going to take another, let's look here. Yeah, as you can see, it's even intensifying here, because pretty much the closer we get to red, or the darker the color is, the more the orders are intensified. And at 11.8, as you can see, it is dark red, dark orange. Yeah, so we got some really strong support here. So shorts would have to step up severely to get us to break trend and get us to kind of descend down to those lower levels. But even when we do in the past, historically, typically we have always got like that little flash crash effect, and typically we just bounce back up immediately. So we are in really great shape right now. And I'm also going to take a look at the chart today to kind of see where we are for pretty much the reason why we came down today, and kind of get like some price action. But I think you guys know why. At this point, I think it's obvious to know why Dogecoin has descended. At least when it does descend, we kind of know why. So we're going to take a look here. We're going to flip over the trading view and take a look here at the short charts. Yeah, for those of you just come in, this is Bookmap. Yeah, it's right up here in the top right corner. I have a link in the description. You guys can try it out. It has a discounted rate as well. If you like trading or seeing where the pools of liquidity, it's a very useful tool to kind of get an idea of how the day is going to go, or where you can expect possible resistance and bounces and stuff like that. So very useful tool. So I'm going to switch over here. Okay, so you should be able to see. Okay, perfect. So you should be able to see this new chart here. And we're going to see typically, as always, and if you guys, just so you know, if you guys want to know what I'm thinking, like in between videos, follow me on Twitter. This is typically where everything kind of goes down at, because I've been getting in numerous conversations today about whether or not people were actually shorting Doge. And even just up to an hour ago, people are saying, oh, nobody's shorting Doge, blah, blah, blah. It's just people sold off and this is normal uh, market conditions. And I'm like, no, no, no. I know how shorts work. And I see the charts and I see the direct correlation between the market breaking down. Because if Dogecoin is the most held coin, which means that the sell-off percentage is going to be a lot lower than in other coins. And if the market gets a breakdown and Dogecoin is the most held coin, the only way that you're going to be able to imitate the breakdown and even have it decline at a greater speed is to short it and create the sell orders, because technically a short is basically when you borrow and you sell immediately into the market. So if Dogecoin is the most held coin and we're not selling at least at the rate of other coins or the market in general, then those sell orders are going to have to be created another way. And this is why typically every time you have a breakdown in the market, you see a spike in shorts. Every time we have a positive catalyst in the market, you see a spike in shorts. This is not a coincidence. I don't want to get too far into where shorts are. I've done a few videos on those, but you guys know that historically, this is not the proper way, or at least the most lucrative way to short an asset. When you're shorting, you typically wait for the curve and you kind of take advantage of that, and then you're able to get a wider spread. Shorting just because Bitcoin sells off, or shorting because Elon said something, that is not, well, I cannot say it's not shorting, but that's not shorting with the intentions only for profit. You have another alternative when you're shorting based off of a catalyst in the middle of a spike. It makes absolutely no sense. So, but definitely follow me on Twitter if you guys want to find out what is happening, kind of like in between videos and stuff like that, because I'm a lot more responsive on there, and you get to see a wide variety of responses of what's going on in the market. So looking at this chart here, we see that we have pretty much a smaller green candle, and this is a short chart, by the way. This is in Doge's actual price movement chart, but these are all the short. This is for today. We have shorts. We're pretty much coming up to roughly even the 21-day moving average. The shorts are pretty much back on track. These long spikes are typically positive catalysts. So these are announcements. Elon buying Twitter announcements, McDonald's, anything that causes a positive movement in Doge, we see these massive spikes up. Even the Tesla merge announcement, literally anything positive for Doge that may potentially cause a run or an increase in holdings, or an increase in the amount of people holding Doge and stuff like that, we see short spike up immediately. This is pretty much on par with what happened today. And we're going to take a look here at Dogecoin's actual chart to see where we're trending. And what is this? This is the year to date. Oh, yeah. Okay. So on the year to date, you can see that we are pretty much breaking formation here. We build up some nice support here after 21, pretty much where our 21 and 72-day moving average were consolidating together. And as you can see, we're breaking trend. And we're actually trending below our 21-day moving average, and certainly below the 72-day moving average. And we're actually starting to curve the 21-day moving average. This here is indicative of them trying to literally, even with the pools of liquidity, you see that immediate, every time they try and walk it down, there's an immediate buffer there to try and create some more additional selling pressure. This chart here, along with the green candles in the shorts, along with the pools of liquidity, this is pretty much indicating that they're trying to get further breakdown in the market. This is, and the pools of liquidity, however, and the 21-day moving average, the fact that we have built up support there lets us know there's going to be some resistance, especially the pools of liquidity. They're going to have to be a lot more aggressive to break formation at around that 12-13 range. And that's historically been the case, but we see the support they're building already. And that's right on par with that 80-90%, that extreme window from the all-time high. That is very indicative here. And we can kind of overlap these three charts and get confirmation that that is the case. So as of right now, This is short term. This is bearish as far as what they're trying to do as far as for bending the 21-day moving average. But as we just saw with the pools of liquidity, there is massive support building at that 12 cents range. So as of right now, with the shorts that we see here on the chart and with the aggressiveness of the pools of liquidity, we can say that as of right now, 12 cents roughly is the floor, because they don't have enough strength to break trend and get Doge down. So even if we do hit 12, or even if they were able to ramp up shorts really quickly and break through, once those orders fill, we should get a strong bounce back up into the other direction. So which is normal what we would get in with those flash crashes. So that's typically the case here. So I'm going to take some questions now that I've answered the question in the video, and then I'll conclude here. So it's kind of good, though, I'm not going to lie. Warriors rise, absolutely. Can Dogecoin rise to all-time highs if Bitcoin doesn't reach all-time highs? Well, so technically, the market in general is going to appreciate as a whole, right? We peaked out at around 3.3 trillion. We're roughly about half of that right now. So Bitcoin, which holds more than 50% of the entire market cap of the market, technically it'll be difficult for, unless without some type of major catalyst, it will be difficult for Doge to rise to an all-time high without Bitcoin budging much, just because of how much market share Bitcoin actually commands. So technically, until Dogecoin has solidified a lane with utility, those two are kind of going to move in sync, because Bitcoin is going to have to open up the avenue and push the overall market cap up with this expansion and just allocations of liquidity inside of those assets. And then naturally Doge will be able to progress upward as well, because technically it'll have its injections from institutions and stuff as well. So as of right now, those two are still so much linked. Doge is the most held coin by wallets in the US. Absolutely. Doge is going up with BTC. He said 5 cents. You have confirmed exactly what I have been suspecting. It's artificial price suppression. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I haven't been arguing with people on Twitter all day, but this is literally the case that I've been trying to make. But I know on Twitter it's a lot more difficult, because they're like, no one's like shorting Doge and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I look at the charts every day. Like, this is not a coincidence. It's not like I look at one chart. Like, I overlap several charts. Like, I just showed you guys 3 here just to make one point. Like, this is like, no, Doge is definitely being shorted. Doge is not consolidated at its equilibrium. Like, Doge is below its equilibrium. Like, this is one of the reasons why I say, trust but verify, and kind of cross-reference your charts. I'm not telling you guys to do anything that I don't do. I look at several charts and I look for the correlation. Doge is below where it should be. David for Doge president. Thank you. It will be a bloodshed for the shorts. Yeah. One guy commented on Twitter. He said that it's good that shorts should bet against Elon and Doge. It's worked out so well for them in the past. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I don't know why they keep trying to take him on, but it literally does not work out to their favor. Let's see, go all in now or still drop to 6 cents. Well, the potential of it breaking trend and going down further is going to be pretty much that's in the event of a vacuum on the market. And we're still roughly about 30 days, 45 days out from kind of getting like that answer, unless there's some major event that causes liquidity to be scarce. So, but even with Doge, that 6 cents is the chart bottom. You can't chart people's momentum or the expectations of the community as far as for how much profit that they're willing to lock in, or the tolerance of the community. It's going to be difficult to chart that, because at some point, even though the chart says the bottom is 6 cents, at some point the community is going to say this is a tremendous deal. Dogecoin is oversold. I'm going to be very aggressive with my buys. And then they can short all they want, but eventually the lower you drop it, at some point you're going to meet great confrontation. If you don't believe me, you can take a look at, a lot of the other mainstream stocks that have happened over the last couple of years. Example, AMC and GameStop. You can get it down so low, but eventually it's going to be such a great deal that you're going to have a big issue there. You're going to catch a lot of momentum and pushback, and then you're going to have a problem. So I do think that, they're going to have that issue probably at around 8 to 10 cents if we have that massive market panic and we're threatening to go into a recession. It's very likely that the brakes will get pumped around there and you'll have like a bounce, a run in the other direction. How long can a short be held until they can no longer cover the daily interest? Pretty much. A short is a very lucrative way for a brokerage to generate revenue. It can be held until the brokerage is put into a position where they need it back immediately. I.e., one of the things I broke down all the numbers as far as what it would take to how much each Dogecoin holder would have to own in order for there to be 0 Dogecoin available on brokerages. But they would either have to, or if we started transferring them away from brokerages. So if we did that, they would either have to pretty much do a margin call on the coins, or they would have to go into the market and buy them to cover them themselves, or simply they can just keep paying interest, which is ideally what they want, because they want to be in a position where they don't actually care about the asset, because they're going to make money when we buy, when we sell, and then they also want to make money on those same coins by lending them out. And then that way they don't have a horse in the race, so they don't particularly care about where the asset is. They're making money 3 different ways here. So, so essentially, yes, they can hold it as long as the interest is being paid, but also they can hold it until, the brokerage absolutely must have it. And then they can kind of call the note. Thank you for all the info, David. Salute, brother. Thank you. No problem. I appreciate you. Let's see. I'm leaving Hood this week, waiting for transfer. There we go. Let's see, if Twitter deal didn't go through, can that hurt Dogecoin's price? Not really, because they kind of, shorted Doge to kind of kill that momentum here, because we're threatening to go run up to that 17.2, which would trigger the 22 cents run, which at least for the last 6 months or so has always triggered extremely high shorting volume, just because they want to get it below there. And we're pretty much roughly where we were before that announcement. So they could try and capitalize off of negative news, which they often do, to try and drive it even lower. But I think that for the most part, the community is held strong. I still believe Dogecoin is the most held crypto, so I don't think it's going to have that dramatic of an effect. They may try and create the illusion, but and we may see like a spike down, but it'll come back up to where it is now roughly, because they're not going to hold those shorts for very long. Because that's one thing you notice here. When you see the spike on the shorts in the chart, you'll see the big green candle, and then you see a red. They jump in, they jump out. So they're not being as courageous as we've seen in the stock market. Let's see, Melvin can't help it. Oh, thank you, OJ's White Bronco, for the super chat. Melvin can't help it. They're still salty about GME. So a Doge squeeze wrecks the suits, keeping Melvin solvent. Oh no, that might take down Wall Street. Yeah, that's one of the things, because a lot of times people ask me, even on Twitter and stuff, like, oh, hey, who's shorting Doge? And that can be a number of people, a number of individuals. We know some individuals have come out publicly and said that they are shorting Doge. But I have no doubt that because of Dogecoin's price and because of the community, that a lot of institutions are trying to capitalize off of that movement, whether that's lending it out or simply shorting it to try and create that spread there. Companies like some of those hedge funds that had issues with some other stocks, they're going to be looking for places to kind of generate revenue. So that wouldn't surprise me at all that we could see that domino effect, or them running into crypto to try and cover those losses in the stock market. Let's see. People are saying get out of Robinhood with Doge because they're going under and you will lose it. Thoughts? Um, I'm not sure if they're going under, but I personally don't like to use wallets that are tied to brokerages that may lend them out. Whether that's Robinhood, Binance, or anyone. I just think that if you're not trading and if you're long term, you probably come off better having your Doge in your own wallet. Not your key, not your crypto. I know it's an extra step, but you're going to come out a lot better and potentially not have your coins used against you. Is the 5-year chart showing a squeeze? I haven't looked at it, but before we start talking about a squeeze, we're going to need our coins off of these exchanges, right? There would have to actually be a reason that they would have to come into the market and not have access to the coins. Because as long as they have everybody's coin, they're not going to squeeze because they have access to all the coins. There's no reason for it to squeeze. The foundation behind a squeeze is needing shares or needing, or in this case, coins and not being able to produce them. So we would have, and in crypto, we have a significant advantage because in the stock market, you can't remove your stocks from the exchange. Here we can. So, maybe, but it's going to start with, us removing our coins from the exchange. That's before we start, looking at like a 5 year. I don't know what that's going to look like in 5 years. I've been advocating for it here and on Twitter and explaining why and making videos. So I'm trying to do my part to kind of, educate people, but I can't say that within, 5 years or so that's going to happen. Hopefully a lot sooner than that. But, it's kind of hard to say right now. What type of cold wall do you use? Nano. Dogenair 69 became a YouTube member. Thank you for joining. I'll message you in the member section. Let's see. David, what do you think we can expect from the Fed meeting tomorrow? Do you think the day will be bearish or bullish? I think that they need money, even outside some of the regulations that's coming on. So overall, I think we're still going to see some bearish movement. Despite what they may say, I think that we're going to see a 0.5% this month increase. I think that the CPI numbers are not going to be as impressive as they're hoping. I think that we may actually still go up. We know that the supply chain import-export gap is widening. Short term, we may see some positive movement, but I don't see it sending us on a rally or changing the trajectory of the market and us going onto a bull run. It's too many macro events that are not aligning. So I don't see that's happening. Hit the like button to get this man a block. Oh, thank you. Yeah, definitely hit the like button if you can. I would say pay attention right now. So many negative catalysts in the market. Absolutely. Let's see. How do you short crypto? This is what I don't understand. Pretty much you borrow it. You can. It's very similar to, in the stock market. So besides, you don't necessarily can't do it with options, but here you can just pretty much, especially institutions, the brokerage themselves, which is really my biggest issue because I personally believe it's more so the brokerages just deliberately doing this versus institutions coming to them or wealthy individuals coming to them saying, oh, hey, I want to short Doge. I think that Doge has been so profitable for a few of them. I won't say any names, but a few of them. I think that even though people are kind of diversifying and moving away, they're kind of using this to kind of pad their coffers with additional revenue. So I think that people who want to go negative against them, the brokerages are lending them out. If you're not sure if that's not what you're asking, if you want to know how shorts work, I have a video called Shorts Explained, and I go over that in great detail, how shorts work and the functions and returning them and stuff like that. So I think I posted like a week ago if you want to check it out. So is it dangerous to leave your coins on the exchange, such as them taking them, brokers or hackers? I don't think they're going to take them because they don't necessarily have to take them to take them, if that makes sense. Because um, if you hold your coins on the exchange, they can lend them out. And so technically they're taking them or duplicating them without, but they're still showing you that it's there. See, in the stock market, you can turn off share lending. I don't know if you go to, depending on what brokerage you go use, but you have the option to lend your shares. And sometimes you'll see you'll get a little notification saying that, oh, hey, you earned 5 cents or you earned, 8 cents or stuff like that. It doesn't really go into details why, but if you, depending on your brokerage, you can certainly Google how do I turn off share lending. And normally it's like 10 steps and it's like some tab hidden under something that you would have never clicked on. And then you'll be able to see, it'll give you a list of all the times that your shares were borrowed and how much money you made from borrowing it. So they'll pay you like some pennies for lending the shares out. Of course, they're making a hell of a lot more money, but that's an option that you have with stocks. With coins, with crypto, we don't have those same options. It's a little different. So this is one of the reasons people say, oh, why do you say we need regulation? This is one of the things that we need regulation on. All regulation is not bad because right now, these brokerages are getting away with murder. So this is one of the things that we need options to if we're going to keep our crypto. If we want to keep our crypto on exchange, we should have the option to say, okay, don't lend our crypto. Don't wrap our crypto with your own currency or something like that. Don't do, how do we know it's not a 2-to-1 ratio or 3-to-1 ratio? We should have the option to say no, but we don't. We just say, oh, hey, it's in our wallet on this platform, and they do whatever they want. So, yeah, in my opinion, it's dangerous to leave it on there. Absolutely. Let's see. Good evening. Sorry, I'm just scrolling up. Let's see. Are you going to do a video on how to set up wallets? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to do a video on how to set up wallets, transferring, stuff like that. I'm probably going to even give away some on that video. So I will do a video. Absolutely. This has been very, very much frequently requested. So I'm going to do one. Absolutely. It's all fun and games until Elon buys the brokerage. Absolutely. Hello, hello. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like on the video and comment as well. This helps with YouTube's algorithm. Will help get this out to more people. Yeah, that's true. Thank you. I appreciate you. What about Porsche accepting Doge? Oh, I mean, that's great. And so here's the thing, because I know that it gets pushed out as these catalysts get pushed out as far as for saying, these car manufacturers accepting Doge or being able to buy stuff there. The thing is, we need utility, but we need utility that is within reach of most of the Dogecoin holders. So this is why I like something like an AMC. This is why I like something like a Twitter. This is why I would like something like a McDonald's or a Starbucks or something like that, because that's in reach of the common holder. Most people at Porsche or most Dogecoin holders are not going to be able to take advantage of the utility that Porsche provides. Now, it's great, absolutely great marketing too pretty much on the side of Porsche. Certainly great marketing. However, they know, we know, I know that most Dogecoin holders can't go out and buy a Porsche. So it sounds great on paper, but it's not something that's actually going to provide a lot of utility right now for the community. If everyone moves their Doge to wallets, will it make it harder to short? Absolutely. Absolutely. I made probably, I don't know, maybe 10 posts on Twitter explaining this as far as for why this is critical to not only controlling your Doge, but also making it difficult for brokerages to lend them or for them to be shorted. If they want to short Dogecoin, make them go on the open market and buy the Dogecoin and lend it out. because pretty much if we're holding our Dogecoin on there and they're able to lend them out, we're pretty much just being used. And we're probably going to see some staking rewards go up to try and attract us to make sure that, oh, hey, keep your Dogecoin here. We're going to offer you X%. Yeah, because whatever they're offering us, you can trust and believe that they're making more. So pretty much your Dogecoin that you purchased that has positive buying pressure is going to be counteracted with however many Dogecoin that they lend out based off of your per one Dogecoin, even if it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1, whatever. They're going to have those are just going to qualify as an immediate sell in the position. So it's really counterintuitive. It's only benefits the person shorting it and the brokerage. You are, the last one that, is going to benefit from that, because you're going to have some type of major catalyst or major utility to kind of break through all the leverage that the hedge fund has created. Let's see. All right, I'll take one more because about half an hour, and I don't want to turn this into a movie. I think a lot of people are fond of staking versus removing their Doge from exchanges. Those are the whales we need to move to a cold wallet. Yeah, absolutely. Because right now they're going to make a fortune. That's why people like to stake, because they're going to come up with anything to make you keep your and that's the thing that we have to ask ourselves: why do you need us to keep our Doge or our crypto on your platform? What does that do for you? These are the types of questions that we have to ask, because it's like, what does it benefit the bank for us to keep all of our money in there? Why they'd be like, oh, pay us interest and stuff like that? Because they get to lend it out and create a spread. And this is the same thing that's kind of going on with the brokerages here. That's why, we'll start probably even seeing higher staking rates as the community begins to move their crypto off of these exchanges, because they're going to need, in order to generate the revenue that they want to generate, they're going to need to incentivize us keeping the crypto on there so that they can lend it out. So you can get your 2-3%. They're making 50, 100x. The shorters are making 300x. Everybody wins, right? So that's just something we kind of have to keep in mind. Make sure we're asking those questions so we can kind of get to the bottom of it. So with that being said, I'm going to put my Twitter handle in there because I'm in the chat. It's on the bottom of the screen as well. This is my Twitter handle. So if you want, you can follow me there. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more from me. I appreciate you guys for sitting with me, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.